dominant culture really has never had to deal with the power of black men or the presence of black men. So what happened to Emmett Till, this 14-year-old boy, back in 1954, because he said something, he talked back to a white woman, so I didn't kill, the white man killed me. So that's basically what we're working with. That the U.S. black women would reject black children, even to our own detriment, even when black women go under from the blood pressure, the strokes, the heart attacks. We need each other to keep the next generation alive, like Mr. Christopher walking through here. And so I'm concerned because the black men don't there.
Every statement that you made, I mean, and because of your experience, I mean, I would think that you would be more cautious in making a statement like that because of your background. On the carpet quite often for a bold statement like you just made, that it's a genocide, it's a conspiracy against the black man.
Yeah.
I mean, how can you make a statement?
This time, what's going to be, it won't be Jewish people, it will be people of African descent. And it's going to be all about cultural hegemony. That's what it's called. You see that? And literature, anything that's classic, hold up. We're not ready. Then they say, well, we'll not do it. And so when you have a definitely
with the progress, though, that the black people have made with Oprah Winfrey, Bill Cosby, Michael Jordan, and all the other
black middle class, black people are being moved up. Because what we have right now, like in Boston, we have all these black professional people. And the first thing they want to say is that they're against affirmative action, they're against black people. Most of them grew up in all white communities, in the suburbs, they grew up in very plush situations. And so if anything, the white
black people, particularly young black children, it's evident that we've got problems. I mean, the lack of better words, some of them actually act like animals. And they give the teachers such a bad...
You know, like what you were saying about having your son do push-ups and to the point they just keep going and going. What I would say is not that kind of rigorous discipline, but a lot is a training with a regiment. They really train them for slave mentality. What we want is a liberated mentality. We want a creative mentality, which means when I sit in my nieces and nephews, I love you. You're not still doing something wrong, and I said, Evan, now you know I love you. Now, I tell them, what you want me to, what you want, and it's a whole different approach. One is a second care. They've been beaten, they've been violated, they've been exploited, they have been abused, to the point that, how could they respect somebody else? How could they respect the person? Even everywhere else, they're only telling black kids, you can't do it. For every parent to tell the child over and over, I love you, I know you can do it, I love you. What do you want to do? I'm not going to be talking about the scared straight when they take kids to jail and say if you don't straighten up, you're going to end up. You can't scare anybody to right living. You treat them with love, you just mean that.
You know your respect or that.
Only to the point that when I first started working with women in prison, they would say, you know, they would try to run this game down on me, and they didn't try to educate me about this. That's why it's important to do it for your sons this age, to love them, to rock them, to hold them, to for boys and girls need it too, because so many teenage mothers, all they want is somebody to love them. And when I work with teenagers and fathers, how do you give them new things to know? A different world, other dreams. Gabriel? Yeah.
How important is books playing? Reading. What would you say? You're sitting before a group of young men, 16 to 25, black young men. What would you say to them? I mean, you got the attention and listening to you.
I wouldn't say I would do everything I could to do. Because they will tell you if they believe you really want to listen. And so before I tell them anything, I need to know what they think. I need to know know what hurts them, what they long for, what they dream for.
Black men across the board, young black men across the board. In your opinion?
One, I think one of the problems with black men, one is they think of black women as women.
What do you mean by that?
They dismiss them. They trash the black girls. They talk about we call them whores. They call them bitches. They talk like we're the scum of the earth. We're the ones for them. We're ain't her, ain't girl, ain't him.
That leads to another question. What is it then that black men need to understand about black women?
That we're not there. To respect us, if any of black men are serious about black women, then they gotta understand God doesn't make men. Just because I'm a woman doesn't make men. We're totally intimidated by my brain power. Totally intimidated because I work hard. It's not like the things that come to me come because I'm like sitting around on a bed of ease. I'm working 12, 15 hours a day, and then they come up and say, what would she think she is? It's like, I'm trying to use my gifts and my talents. There was a guy, 23 years old, we have 7 children. He's not supporting one. I thought, what's going to happen to those 7 kids? You might think. And he's in prison for killing all kids. We walked in that prison, went to bed, and the worker serving was over 100 black men. Why is that the case? Go to the prison, so all the people who visit with the black men in prison were black women.
Is that the case across the board in your experiences?
Black men in prison and you are a black woman on the street.
Why is that?
They said, and I said, really? They said, yeah. We're free because we have male privilege. And a patriarchal streets, and you don't argue with them. You say, I heard, maybe you know something I don't know. And they lived there 7 years, they he was scared to come home. He said, I'm scared to go home because I know it's out there. And you get back to it. And the people in church, we sit there saying, you ought to have this, you ought to do this, you ought to do that. You ought to have, you ought to be there because this, that, and he's a leader in his church and the community and his father, but he got here. He was through the hospital, but he got here when he came out and he was missing.
When is there, the wife is there, the children is there.
I think the first thing, I mean, when I hear stuff about family, all kind of alarms go off inside. Because I think people haven't been honest about the violence and abuse that goes on in black families. And I think that people want to glorify the family without looking at reality. But I think the black families, before we can get it to be what it should be, we have to be honest, do a rigorous inventory about what it has done, the damage it's done.
Wait a minute. It almost sounds as if you're negative when you're down on the family.
Oh yeah.
Wait a minute, what you mean?
Because we gotta be honest, just because people say, well,
You almost got to a point where I'm scared to ask.
you know what I'm saying?
I've never heard nobody deal with that question like that. When you down on it, what do you mean?
What I'm saying is that I'm rigorously honest about it. Like, how many brothers did you have? And how many died through alcohol? What two? And all rotten inside. You try to keep the Band-Aid on it, you know, because it's going to infest it and it's going to spread throughout the whole body. The whole body's going to be. The black family is going to be terrible to the next generation. The year 2000. And we got to open up that ball and we got to let that pulse come out. And it's dysfunctional. It can't. We won't have it. We'll be as ludicrous as anybody else, you know, trying to do get solutions for things that
The split up of the home.
No, I'm not saying leave. I'm saying deal honestly. We don't pretend like this that it's good when it's not. We don't pretend like there's joy when there's no joy. Don't pretend like I actually where do people go when they need help? What are resources we have in our community for a family that's in trouble? About it. Where does she go? Who can she come to? And until we provide them, this is the how, we don't tell nobody this is going down. And everybody knows. Everybody knows. I mean, you can run, but you can't hide. It comes outside.
Intervention, bringing an individual into the home, sitting the family down, the brothers, the sisters, the mama, and everybody talking about a particular problem in the family. What's the good, the bad? How do you improve it?
What do you think about communication in the family? You've been happy. Your enthusiasm is contagious, Evan. I think communication is key to any kind
of hiding versus coming out and talking and sharing. Even if you found somebody you can talk to, communicate. How do you break that?
All these strangers.
Baby, that's a man.
No, how do you know a 2-year-old, 11-month of man?
Yeah, you come get the camera.
Right. What's your great aunt? When you deal with race and class oppression, how do you make sense out of your life morning by morning?
Can you give us a overview? Quick overview.
I traced the history of black women in this country from 1619 to the present 1982 is when I started. And I talked about.
I understand immoral. What is amoral? What do you mean?
Is that we don't have. One is that what we do is wrong. The other one is that we're not even in the category of moral. I want to take a picture of Cedric. I want to take a picture with you and Gabriel. Gabriel, you know me by listening.
Since I won't be there, what will you preach on?
I'll be preaching on the road to the mayor. But I can't give you no. Cedric, excuse me.
No. Here.
I don't call me $100.
What, to get a shot?
Yeah, stay around the hospital too.
Boy, you wasn't sick.
And now then one, I got to take it back. Every day. And then I got to take it back to people.
Yeah, it's all right.
What I don't want this to tell me.
Really? Something about you. You seem like your beauty just must be everlasting.
Just don't care. Wait about it.
That's what I want to hear. Linda Cannon. Linda Cannon.
You get black.
And then we get on the Facebook.
I can't wait that day. They never get stuff out of
Great job.
You don't have a
Who always goes to jail?
me and Ronnie right now.
Society knows that we're gonna make bricks without straw. That even when black men don't come through, black women very exterminate. And that's what we fight. That's what systemic genocide is about.
But can that
Boston or travel the world, just what is the gifts that they have that they need to actualize? What places for women to go and children? You can't have the positive and you don't have the negative. Is that not right, Daddy?
So then, in a nutshell,
Okay, let's get in the middle. No, because you sit up there. Okay, now you sit up on the bed beside it. Try this a little bit.
Everybody ready to go in a minute? No.
Come on, I think I done enough.
Not only about the black people, but about the black community, about the black race. I mean, my Jewish friends are the ones who told me. They said 6 million Jews were gassed in the gas station. And they said, we don't have to say black people. We now have black people. So all the money that was available and stuff, it's never black people the ones cutting the throat, cutting off the what was that program? Tell me what's on that law. Tell me what do they long for, what do they dream for? If anything, whenever I'm around young people like that, it's talk to them. Assure them that they have some words of purpose and that God has created them for purpose. That's why I said Cedric important to goes for intellect, something that's very weak, a person into submission, so they become afraid of you. The other one is to love them enough to make them unconscious when they don't see it. And I think a lot of the stereotypes about black children, male, you know, and so until we get some face the situation, what they call face it, trace it, and erase it. We can't erase it. We can't look at the genocide. We can't look at the breakdown to the psychotic break. We keep trying to provide. And what, if anything, the reason black women are concerned about black men and black men dealing with us is because we're still more black women die. So it's like, it sounds like black men are going to be killed and black women are going to survive. No.
but that's
So then together we know how we can actualize those dreams.
okay.
But otherwise I'll come in there with the wrong solution to the wrong problem.
Okay, we generalize. Background, your education, unless you got some sound data for people that you stand before, in front of, unless you got some sound data, you could be called.
You give your opinion to what you think is happening. I think that there's a conspiracy. I think there's a genocide. I think that the white program, Father's Day, Mother's Day, Children's Day, to keep the culture going. Regardless of how much they do in the Japanese jail, that's essential. Because the people don't know that. But if you got a person believing that they can think, that you can, then they can read and they can walk up there. She was part of my video.
Book.
Black woman is ethics.
Black woman what?
Ethics.
What was that dealing with?
It's dealing with how people live in a situation of oppression.
It's untrue because I mean, if you look at it with an honest eye, if you go to an average all-black elementary school, junior high, them folks supposed to be the church.
That's one place. But a church can't do it all. Work, you know, if something is happening like Sydney's Etta, and she needs to talk about it, was that black people were either immoral or we're immoral. You know? And when I read in the book, it said we're not immoral or amoral, we just have a different moral system. Resources until we undertake seriously. The reason we don't have resources is because people have been lying about the family.
Okay.
You've been saying, oh no, that's charity in the home, stuff what happens down in LA. That the people who are designated as liability are the people who want to suffer the most. So that's why we need our children, like Shamari and the East. cross over the good.
So
You
you
can't
don't-
cross over the bad.
so you know-
I'm saying if the black family's gonna be the family, we gotta deal with negativity. We gotta talk about, that so they can have their own dreams. Not that they grew up as ministers, not that they grew up as living they're not a liability. See, once you see a person as a liability, when you isolate, alienate, overwhelm for every minority, for every individual, the vast majority of black people are suffering. We're suffering now worse than we did in the 1960s. For every group, every time. A lot of them have never been hurt. A lot of them have never been, when they've been hurt, like when I worked with people in prison, they would say all the time, I am nothing, and you must be that. People who have confidentiality, who are professionals, who take it all seriously is what it's about.
Well, how do you get out of
Because I didn't have any strength then. I didn't have any strength fun. And then finally they said, well, like, it's no fun trying to get over on you, because you're too gullible. You believe it.
black black lawyers? Can that truly be said? I mean, isn't black people, aren't black people making progress?
Only we have for every. Yeah, I mean, it's like, and grandma.
But there's some good things about the family.
I know, but you can't make it all good. You can't do it because the liability in civilization, that when there's shortage of funds in terms of money, healthcare, education, jobs, anything that we need, law enforcement, conspiracy, we can't look at the dysfunction, we can't look at the pain. Because a lot of that fucking black people want to get together, but they don't have the resources.
The person that is the mediator or outsider. I just threw that in, but how about communication?
Every 18 seconds, some woman is getting her life beat out of her. We have to stop the black family back up when it happened in this community. It had happened in this community. And people ain't talking about the black church ain't talking about it. The black church didn't know. What Sebastian's government, that's why I'm trying to take Evan somewhere, just to expose them so that a new horizon. See what the possibilities are. To see how people live differently. More than love. I mean, it's amazing what love can do. When you tell a person, I love you, you're special to me. And then they will move, but to train a person to be that. And we gotta heal it. And when that happens, then and all that thing, we're talking about what's the gift of the black man. But as long as we keep putting band-aids over the board, let it be. I write diaries every week.
Well, how do you discipline yourself to do that?
Focus is fun for me. I'm not writing that.
Yeah, but
Move on if I can.
what have you done?
The document with kids who get sleep reference, prenatal care, all those kind of things.
Let me ask you this question. Black people.
We can't even find the resources if we don't first face what the dilemmas are.
Have you ever heard of something called intervention?
How dysfunctional it's been, how much death it has dealt on people. A lot of the scars that individuals were carried to their dreams came from the insensitivity and the neglect. Teenagers, 14 years old, they want to get married. They're 15. Stop it. Because that's all they know. And so, yes,
The black family.
yes.
Where's the dog?
What about it? What's the question?
What is it the black family needs with the husband?
And anyway,
We are leaving that and we get the red drop on his other mom. That's like the 16 is like the last 15.
Ain't nobody loves black men unconditionally like black women. We're there, and yet we're the ones that get dissed. We just get they diss like in the American music how they talk. In every situation. See, before I wrote the book, what the theological academy
Barrier and what is they can have him.
He's a baby. Let the baby alone. He's a baby.
So then in your opinion, is it good for that black man that's having a hard time beating his wife just to leave?
Nobody.
At times, it's hard for Lakeisha. So staring that in the face, I mean, how do you comment on that?
I would say that because most people lie.
But I'm saying,
Tell me the truth.
but I'm saying, the family, black family. So when you say,
Yeah, I don't have two pictures. These two young pictures in mine, and I want you to pay attention.
what are you gonna be saying? Since I want
Y'all, you have to use cultural hegemony. Cultural hegemony. Which means that black people are liability to civilization. When you start looking at art, music, what are you talking in your family? Do y'all talk about what's going on and what you feel and stuff?
Yeah.
And what do you feel? Yeah. So what was But that's it, you know, to realize together, if black men and black women could work together, we wouldn't this genocide problem. Like we were just up at the prison on this side. So it's like, I don't think we all have to be, don't diss me. And so it's like when I'm talking about this now, I'm not even talking about in the rap music and teenagers, I'm talking about black professionals. And you know, it's like, wow.
I would understand that.
I haven't learned either, but I believe them. It's all it's like, I ain't in prison, and they prison, you don't understand what he's telling me.
So is that a problem, or should we just allow him to go to prison and be free and be educated in prison, or what should we do?
How old is a man? He can be a man, let him be a baby. Yeah. Who's this baby?
How do you discipline yourself to do that? Right.
This is family, and all kind of secrets and violence have been going on. They have to be uncovered. We don't know what is the family in a good sense. Do you know anybody who has come from a family that's not dysfunctional?
Yeah.
Who? What do you want to do in life? And encourage. I think that's the only way. I mean, not the way they do it on some of these youth programs. It's not going to work.
How are they going
You know, when
to family needs?
it needs to get honest. It needs to. You can't have a sword. You can't have a war that's Paul.
Or abusing, or not getting along, or fussing and arguing, and it's havoc in that home. So are you, by what you're saying, are you justifying?
And the black men from the church didn't want to go because they said they didn't know how the system works for them. MC knows what saying. What were they saying? Like, they didn't want to.
Will undisciplined, play the devil, and a whole lot of other things that are stereotypes, but those stereotypes are not necessary.
The baby, his wife, his mom. Ain't gonna be there unconditional. And his sister. No, I ain't get with it. And then, you know, she tells somebody else. And then how do you feel when I have it? Yeah. Because the guys know how much it works. They're like hanging out. Like the guys in prison, when I worked at Sing Sing prison, the black man said, you know, we're freer. Less that happen in family. So I think family as an ideal, we can move towards something good. Attention and respect. Isn't that right?